All right, you guys, I welcome you back to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I have nothing but fire for you. Brought to you by Some Ordinary Gamers channel. This is about Roblox. They're under fire because some pervert got a hold of somebody's child, and you know how that goes. The internet is just a perverted world. That's just the world we live in. Bunch of perverts and weirdos online all over the world. And pretty much, I don't know if we should call these guys incels or what, but these guys are aiming for young children. So these are sickos. It goes beyond being incels. They're fucking sickos. And I just hate to hear about it, but let's go ahead and see what's going on with Roblox.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the reasons why I'm talking about it is, ladies and gentlemen, Roblox and Discord are actually currently being sued for allegedly facilitating child abuse. Not exactly a good situation whatsoever. In fact, there's an entire court case right over here where, again, the actual plaintiffs necessarily do involve John Doe, a minor, represented by a guardian, Charles Jonas. And they want to bring it against Roblox Corporation and Discord Incorporation. So, of course, the actual action for this lawsuit seeks to hold Roblox and Discord accountable for facilitating the exploitation.
Wow. So not only Roblox and Discord, because keep in mind that a lot of these platforms, a lot of these games, they're affiliated with putting their stuff on social media as well. So basically what I'm saying is they have social media pages too to lure in victims. Because it's a very interactive world now that we live in with all the internet, the platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever popular product, they're going to use social media as a business method to promote even more. And you're able to contact the companies and users more too. So, yeah.
Of this 13-year-old kid. So again, it's an incredibly heinous thing to read, and this is where, the moment I cover this, I want to just stress one thing. I'm not here to demonize social media platforms. I'm not here to completely exalt, a parent in this situation. If you're somebody that gives your children unfettered access to the internet, there is some level of responsibility you do take. But I do understand that if you're a parent, you can't be there 24/7. So it's a weird balancing act that you have to do. But I definitely do think that sites like Roblox and platforms like Discord actually don't do nearly enough to prevent the level of disgusting behavior that happens on their platform. It's one of those jokes we constantly make all those times, Discord moderator grooming or really anything of that nature, and I believe the joke has to stem from some reality. So in this situation, what they said was defendants lure parents into believing their apps are appropriate places for children to play. In reality, defendants well know the design of their app makes children easy prey for preds. They also allow adult users to identify and readily initiate conversations with children, then manipulate the trust of those children, including by gifting them Robux, which is the microtransaction currency.
Yeah, so basically what he's saying is through these platforms, not only with Roblox, but Genshin Impact too, another popular online platform game that's free. But you could exchange gifts and give credits through these games to other users, whether you know them or not. Like you could accept so many things through people you don't even know. Basically, it's like taking candy that was given to you from a stranger and you're a kid. They tell you not to take nothing, not to talk to strangers. When your parents, when you're a kid, they tell you not to do this and do that, right? But then look at all the things that these children are basically in an open world when they have all these video games and platforms. Whether it comes from a cell phone, a PlayStation, an Xbox, they're in the open world. They're already exposed. And there's no proper way to identify yourself in the online world, especially through these platforms. So you don't know who you're talking to, who you're instant messaging, etc., etc.
Roblox allows adult users to easily identify and groom children and then move their communications over to Discord. So if you're not getting it, basically the idea is, let's just say PDF file Larry goes on to Roblox and they find a whole bunch of kiddos. Now they find one kid they shower with Robux and a whole bunch of gifts, okay? Really creepy stuff so far.
Basically, let's say you walk across a community pool. You some creepy looking dude hella goofy, nerdy. Probably barely got any pussy when you was in high school. So basically, you walk past, you try to get in, and you're trying to have a conversation with little girls and little boys, and you start handing them gifts just because you saw them. It's like you see your open opportunity to go in there and just start trying to talk to the kids and stuff while their parents is away somewhere in the community building having champagne and cheese and shit. And here come your weird ass walking by, and you see all these group of kids, and you're trying to win their trust by giving them shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You move them off the platform. So you're talking to them on the game while you guys are gaming. Because when you online game with friends and stuff, anybody could go in, you could game with anybody. It's almost like an open world. So the predator's goal is to lure whoever they're talking to through the messenger, whoever they're playing. You're trying to lure them over to social media and talk to them on there, so then you could try to meet up with them and shit.
Now, Roblox has some protections in their communications, but nothing effectively stops Larry from maybe goading the kid into saying, hey, you want to get onto my Discord server? And because they're on an off-site platform, because they're on a chat service like Discord, everything changes right there. Roblox is not involved at that point. Then comes an entirely different entire social media service to go into. So over here they say it's an app that permits a child to chat with anyone over voice, video, and text messaging. On Discord, these preds are able to coerce the children into sending explicit images or meeting in person. So again, what they said was the 13-year-old kid in this situation was an avid user of Roblox and Discord. And the father allowed plaintiff to use these apps only because he trusted defendant's representation that their apps were safe for children to use. So
And I know I've been on y'all pretty hard. The tech bros, the computer nerds, the software engineers, whatever. They do a lot of weird shit, which means they have a lot of weird desires sexually. Like, these guys are so fucking dark. Like their mindset is just beyond this world. Like, they have some weird ass, creepy sexual fetishes. And these are the common type guys that you see going to third world countries taking advantage of 15-year-old girls. That's why you got 60, 70-year-olds walking down the street with 15-year-old girls in Vietnam and shit. It's just hella weird. Like, these are the same type of guys that are online luring these kids off to social media and interacting with them there. Like, for instance, about 2 years ago, because I work in healthcare, right? Which means most nurses have kids and everything, right? And a nurse was telling me she had to take her Xbox away from her daughter or her son because some weirdo kept trying to get in contact with him, messaging him. Mind you, her child is like 10 years old. And I think the guy that was trying to message her son or daughter was like 40 or 50. So that's a prime example right here of what he's talking about. There's no protection that'll 100% protect the younger generation online. Like, it's just impossible. Like, AI can't even stop this shit.
I guess one of the important things to also look for here is let's look at Discord child safety, for instance, and see what Discord has to say about it, right? So when you go to like Discord's actual website, they do say that the Teen and Child Safety Policy Explainer, right? So first off, they don't allow illegal material on their platform. And of course, grooming, for instance, goes to the NCMEC. So Discord has a zero tolerance policy towards individuals who engage in grooming, extortion, or exploitation. Users who engage in this behavior will be permanently removed from Discord as a first offense. We consider anyone under the age of 18 to be a minor, which is, again, the federal understanding. So again, it just is one of those things where I'm sure a parent could look at and think, oh, maybe the moderation is really hardcore and intense. But also, you have to understand Discord is a platform with millions of users. So, of course, moderation can't be there for every single case that happens, which is something all of us are pretty fucking aware of. So obviously, in one of the points in this case, they bring up the Roblox sign-up screen and they say, no matter what, okay, even though Roblox says kids gotta have parental permission, nothing stops those kids from making their own account. Which is actually true. Like, as a kid, obviously, none of us made child-friendly accounts unless you were the fucking butters of our school, okay? Everyone that I knew of, especially growing up, we all had online accounts that pretty much allowed us, or at least we lied about our age, so that we could at least be above whatever minimum the actual account holder set, okay?
Yeah, and see, he's right, because even when that stuff was first in its developing stages, like back in the early thousands, I was already in high school. So it's like I never really had parental control on anything. Like, not even on the digital cable box. Like, that stuff was all in the early stages. Back in 2000, 2001, 2002, I was already in high school. So I pretty much missed that phase. And keep in mind, I'm almost 40, so I never had to go through none of this bullshit. And then plus, I'm a guy. Plus, my parents are at work, so they don't have time to sit there and micromanage everything that I'm doing online. Just long as I'm not doing nothing illegal, like buying shit with my dad's credit card. You get that? That's all that mattered 25 years ago. But now it's on a whole different level.
Nobody ever actually gave their fucking real date of birth on any of these sites, okay? I'm pretty sure I have accounts that I still use where the date of birth has me pegged up at like 1919, okay? Or 1900.
I'm glad he brought that up because I don't even put my real age on Facebook. I put my birthday as January 1st. Mind you, my birthday's in November.
Dude, I'm like a 130-year-old on some platforms on the internet. It's actually complete insanity. So they start showcasing some actual games over here, so you can play millions of games that are available. And of course, they bring up some of these actual games too. Some of them are just SpongeBob. Some of them are these like fucking actual ghoulish-looking horror games. And some are straight-up Call of Duty clones that are actually better than Call of Duty. No pun intended there. So until November 2024, Roblox configured its app to default to settings that allowed adults to easily communicate with children. So adult strangers could friend and chat with the child of any age via direct or private messages.
And see, that's the thing. When you communicate with whoever you're playing with or communicate or reach out to on these platforms, there is no filter to determine how old you are or the other person is on the receiving end that you're sending a message to. There's no way to indicate that.
Further, even without being friends, adults could also chat with a child of any age within the Roblox experience through DMs. So in one case, they brought up the idea of Robluxes, which is again their premium currency. So children frequently become obsessed with purchasing or obtaining Robux. In Roblox's avatar store, the company sells rare items at astronomical prices, such as the type of hair for an avatar which children seek to purchase to keep up with or outdo their peers on Roblox, because nobody wants to look like a default Andy. As a result, children often tell others, including strangers, that they'll do anything for Robux. I mean, that just is disgusting to fucking read.
I mean, it's the same thing as basically they're willing to monetize themselves to get game cash to keep playing the game. For certain things that you want to do in the game, you have to earn credits. You can either buy them in the store. They even sell the game cards in like Best Buy, Target, Walmart, whatever. Or you could buy them digitally online as a gift card and send them to a player. And you have adults doing this to children that they don't even know. The next thing you know, that's like I go to Best Buy right now and I buy a Roblox card for credits. And I just randomly select somebody, a user on the platform, like, here, I'll give you some credits, but you have to follow me on Instagram or something. And then the next thing you know, I'm chatting with whoever the person is and I don't even know them. So that's how creepy this shit gets. And I don't do a lot of online gaming anyway, because I know there's a lot of weird motherfuckers on there. And I don't like the way people talk on there. They be saying all kind of racist shit. It's wild. And I'm like, these guys are pussies because they're talking shit on here knowing they're not about that life in person. In person, they probably had a bunch of foots in their ass coming up as an adult. So they found a safe haven to bullshit and manipulate people online. It's really disgusting.
Jesus Christ. So they showed some screenshots of really wild stuff here too. So this is the public bathroom simulator, where it seems like people who literally were rated age 9 and up were actually simulating straight up activity in this place. Okay, it was fucked up to watch. Like the fact that you could sit on somebody's lap in the toilet, all right, makes it just disgusting. So they started to bring up that Roblox had one point actively hosted over 600 Diddy games with titles like Survive Diddy, Run from the Diddy Simulator, and Diddy Party, which appeared to report incidents involving Sean Combs, so we all know what happened with P. Diddy. And I actually even saw this on Roblox myself, so I know this existed personally. In fact, I probably have actually covered it in a video at the time. And yeah, Roblox is not exactly in the best of situations showing. This is just completely disgusting. They even show it right over here. There were actually games showing Diddy's freak-off parties.
And see, that's another thing. You could send little video clips, short video clips through PlayStation and Xbox, and you could send them as messages too. So you never know what kind of gift you're going to get from somebody. But see, thankfully, most children, they almost do everything on the phone. So it won't be a lot of people on the console all day like that anyway. So I don't know. Jeez, what is wrong with y'all?
And the fact that, again, Roblox's moderation didn't just think to maybe keyword out Diddy from actually showing up, that would have been just the most baseline thing they could have done. I mean, the fact that they had escaped to Epstein Island is already damning enough. But then they started showing actual, again, like chat walls of groups known as adult studios. So this one was actually called Adult Studios. And of course, in this situation, you actually had users soliciting illegal, materials from minors, like looking for a sugar daddy. And again, you can see how they're trying to bypass the moderation filter here. Will do anything you say for money. The fact this is happening on a kid's game and
monetization. Welcome to the world of monetization, you guys. And to make things worse, I live in the tech community. So those of you that live in the Bay Area, you already know what it is. If you live anywhere near Santa Clara or San Jose, that's where a lot of these weird motherfuckers is at. Oh, man. And I almost moved to Santa Clara, too. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I know I'll be surrounded by motherfuckers like this. And I'm a car guy. I don't have time for this shit. I'm a retired gamer. The online gaming that just started. But I will play some Call of Duty, though. I just don't want to be talking to a bunch of weird motherfuckers.
Roblox isn't even putting fucking any effort into stopping it, it seems. At the time, it's just baffling, okay? Like, you are one of the biggest tech companies at this point in the world of gaming, and you're not even putting any single shit towards this. So at this moment in time, Roblox enters the mix, okay? And this is where things get even more gross. So in this lawsuit, they actually showcase certain communities like Family Hideout, where it's a Minecraft-friendly 13-plus community where my name is Wantaru, and I'll be your dad. You'll be my son/daughter. Please come home every day and hang out with me and the rest of your family. So, for instance, there are other servers even that are more discreet, yet are still widely known as places where children are groomed. So, for instance, they showed Furwater Sports and Yif, full of minors, Groom Hub. This
Water sports? Are they talking about golden showers?
server has a I watched this. I'm watching this show called Dexter recently, and a lot of the people that he goes up against are people that run servers like this, I would say. And I'm starting to get these Dexter vibes into my head. Again, I will say vigilantism is wrong. Always report this to report this to the platform.
Hey, yo, check it out. So those of you that are in y'all 40s and 50s, and you guys had children late, and they're like under the age of 15, y'all better be paying attention and get familiar with how these online gaming platforms work, because a lot of you guys are not tech savvy, and certain things you're going to have to learn on your own. Yeah, y'all better be paying attention, because a lot of y'all's children are victims and y'all don't even know it, because you guys are too busy trying to keep food on the table, pay the mortgages and rent and everything. And it's like, your children are probably dealing with a few weirdos or so online, and you don't even know nothing about it, because you live in this fantasy that it can't happen to you or your child, all because you're not aware of what goes on with these video games or social media platforms. It's really sad. You'll be surprised how many middle-aged boomers are not aware of this shit. It's really sad.
But most importantly, fill out something with the police, okay? Just you gotta go one step beyond to combat some real sickos like this, okay? Now, of course, where they say Roblox and Discord work in tandem to facilitate exploitation, I think is a little bit intense. Now, I think that Roblox and Discord put efforts into fighting this stuff. Obviously, they could do a lot better. But to be honest, this could easily be any game. You could replace Roblox with something like Fortnite, for instance. And you could replace Discord with something like, I don't know, any other social media messaging application. And realistically, sickos are going to do anything they can to target minors on the internet. It's been something that's been happening since the days of social media ever beginning, right? It's not brand new. So again, this is one thing where parents have to be vigilant about, especially when their child is using any form of social media network. Just because something is child-friendly like Roblox doesn't mean that you can just immediately give it to them without really constantly looking over who is everyone they're talking to, okay? Simple as that. Now, the thing about Roblox, too, is that they've actually been subpoenaed now because all of this has been just exacerbating. So, for instance, in the state of Florida, Roblox has been sent this subpoena where they just want to get every bit of information they can targeting it. So in the subpoena, they're targeting the things known as unlawful acts and practices. They're targeting investigative powers of enforcing authority. This is what the actual consumer protection subpoena is bringing. And of course, what they wanted to go down into this and what they're specifically looking for right here. Yeah, so the information to produce in their subpoenas now, because again, this is getting to the point, is documents sufficient to show the amount of time spent on the Your platform broken down by age for all daily active users, 16 or younger, and exemplars of all marketing materials that relate to Your platform suitability for children. Documents relating to the marketing of Your platform to your youngest customers or demographics, including children, including, but not limited to, the use of promotions and giveaways. Social media platforms, celebrities, external partnerships, social media influencers. Yeah, they basically just want everything. They want documents reflecting the steps you take to ensure children are not exposed to mature content on your platform. Communications to or from a Florida user reporting abuse to you, including all abuse reporting forms. So at this point, I think the Florida government is really trying to take them to task by digging up every piece of information they have. And the point of this affidavit, again, please correct me if you're a lawyer, is that Florida wants to see just how much work is being put into protecting minors. Because honestly, this kind of stuff has basically been going on for years. Like, I have made plenty of popular Roblox videos where I targeted like weird cults and communities on the platform. And while none of them were as disgusting as some of the stuff we've seen in the mentioned lawsuit, it does pose a question. There are a lot of really sick people that use a lot of these platforms, especially platforms for children like this, to target them. When I was younger, there used to be platforms like Have a Hotel, still around right now, obviously. But when I was younger, there was definitely weird people on that platform too. There are weird people on many platforms, but when you have platforms where I think minors and adults are intermixed, like Roblox, that is just a recipe for disaster, right? I really think that when you're dealing with minors on any platform, I really feel like there has to be like a serious degree of separation between both of them, okay? Like, I'm sorry to say, but if you're somebody over the age of 18 and you're dealing with somebody that's under the age of 18, I think maybe one of the best scenarios is like just separate connectivity between both age ranges, okay? Because right now, having these things intermixed, generally speaking, it just allows some of the worst human beings to interact with, again, the youth, just to basically, again, get the youth to do really disgusting things.
So bottom line is, these communities, these online gaming communities, are filled with a bunch of pedophiles, pretty much. And with all this AI technology, you would think that there should be some kind of filter I'm sure there is there, but if you're lying about your age, the filter can't detect the 30-year-old talking to a 12-year-old. There's no way to detect that because the user, when they made the account, they already lied about their age to begin with. And you don't need IDs. You don't have to prove your age to make online gamer tags and IDs. So that's one reason this is going on in the first place. There's no proof of age. It's just like when you're trying to meet somebody on a dating app, you don't know how old those pictures are or if those are pictures of the real person. So a lot of people are getting scammed. A lot of people are getting monetized. A lot of people end up in being prostituted and pimped, blackmailed, manipulated, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's a scary world we live in. Glad I ain't got no kids. This is Kai LaVale. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'm out. Peace.